It is time for another lunchtime chat, and today's topic is going to be family. We're going to talk about families and why it's important. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking about family in direct relation, my brothers. Of course, we all have kids, but for today's video, we'll just talk about kind of our relationship, I guess, and go from there. And if you guys have anything you want to talk about your siblings or anything like that, and throw it in the comments, feel free to do so. But so what got me thinking about this? Well, recently I've been working over here inland, and I've been working on a job with started with one brother, and then it ended up having two brothers on this job. Matter of fact, the saw you hear up there is my brother Jake. He's working away, doing a great job, getting some trees down. I even gave him my big tree up here to get started, which was hard to do. That was a very difficult, but we kind of had a starting spot up there where it's like either take that tree and move up or go up above it. And timing wise, it kind of worked out where I gave away the big tree, which was hard, but ultimately it'll make my day easier because I'll finish up faster. So it's just big tree-itis. But anyway, back to family. Yeah, it's very important to have family and maintain those relationships. And of course, there can always be issues and problems, but for me, I have four brothers, and I'm the oldest, and all of us do this for a living. All of them are accomplished timber fallers, except for the second to the youngest. He does not do this. He does like electrical work and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of weird how that worked out, but we all ended up working out here in the woods, and then he went off early in life and started doing the electrical type stuff. He's worked on F-18s and all sorts of stuff. He went in the Navy. So yeah, he chose a different path than the rest of us have worked out here in the woods. And our dad, camera flopped back. Hold on. Our dad worked out in the woods, and so it's kind of how we all ended up working out here. I went out really young working with my dad, and as did they, and so we just sort of integrated into it that way when we were younger, and we've been here ever since. And all in all, it's pretty good duty being out here, and it's definitely nice working around your brothers or around my brothers. It's kind of like you know what each other are thinking, and although our styles are somewhat different based on personality of cutting and stuff, our styles are a little bit different and stuff, but all in all, like, it's just nice working around guys that know what they're doing. And then there's that similar thought of, let's get the job done, produce, do a decent job, all that, and just that similar thought patterns. You don't even really have to say too much, like, oh yeah, there's a spot to start, yep, okay, you start there, I'll start here. It's pretty easy that way. So yeah, it's a blessing when you have family where you have good relationships like that. And I'm not saying it's perfect. We've had our irritations with each other or whatever, but all in all, we get along pretty good. And when there is a problem, we do our best to work it out. And yeah, it's a blessing, because I know there's so many families that don't even talk to each other, or they're the such bad blood between them that they don't speak for years. And we've never had that. We've always been able to communicate and get through whatever issues we've had. Now, when we were younger, we got a little wild and crazy. We worked it out with fisticuffs and throwing each other in the dirt and all sorts of stuff. And we, thankfully, we've matured beyond that, and maybe just a few choice spicy words here and there to get the point across, and usually that resolves anything. You know, if anything does arise, we don't have to resort to rolling around in dirt and doing all that stuff that we used to do when we were young lads. And yeah, that's a good thing. Maturing as you grow older is a good thing. There's no, I mean, I'm not saying that I've arrived, but there's certain things about getting older that are good, and getting more mature as you age is one of those things, as well as my brothers getting more. You know, I've noticed that growth in them as they're getting older, and we're all about the same age. I'm going to be 51 this year. The closest one to me, Dave, is 50, and then you have Jake, and he's 48, and then all within like this 8-year period. So all kind of older guys now. Yeah, don't know how that happened. Sneaks up on you. And it's funny, sometimes I still think of myself as the younger guy or whatever. It's or when I came into this, I was in my, you know, late teens, early 20s, and just somehow year after year went by, and here it is, and been out here 30 years. It's crazy. But as well as my brothers, same thing. We just kept at it, and here we are. And yeah, it's a good life. It's a good to have those relationships, and I know it's not always easy, but just definitely encourage those of you who are maybe on the outs with your family or whatever the case may be. It's worth trying to work those things out, and maybe be the first one to put down your pride, put your guns in the ground, and talk to that family member you haven't talked to in a long time, and just if there's a need to talk about that old issue or old problem, go ahead. Or if you can just start, I think a lot of times the best way is just say, hey, can we put that all aside and just have a fresh start and do something different here besides what we're doing? We're wasting time, you know. And that's one of the things I would say about when we get angry or upset with family members or people in general, and then we ostracize them and for years, and that's the problem. It's the waste, you know, it's a wasted time. Sometimes there's legitimate reasons to be upset about things and whatnot, but I would just say, you know, don't waste the time. If there's people you care about and you're not talking to them and they've upset you or whatever, and maybe be the first one to reach out. It's hard, I know. So yeah, just kind of wanted to talk about that and a little bit, and I know it's pretty normal in families to have those kinds of things where you're on the outs. And if you have a close family and you have everything pretty well worked out, that's a big deal, and that's a really great place to be. So yeah, you know, there's been times over the years where there's been resentments and bitterness in our family, but you know, it's been worth it to hang in there and just deal with things. And not saying that it's been perfect or anything like that, but it's just worth it to hang in there and do what you got to do to talk to people and get through things. So all right, well, I'm kind of rambling on here. Got to get back to work, but just wanted to throw a few things out there. Hope that's something that you guys found useful and at least entertaining, and I will catch you on the next video. All right.